Hello. Just a few words to make sure that before we meet in week 5 that you get back on track with your project. The purpose of this little video is to make sure that everyone is back on track, and what we often see is that many groups have a challenge of needing more time to collect more data. So if you have the time and can meet with your group, by all means go ahead and collect the data that you still lack. And make the necessary tweaks to your outputs based on the feedback you were given in Flow 6 in the project week. And also perhaps use the inputs from this PowerPoint and your own reflections that you may have thought about during the holidays since Flow 6. Now your progress before the project week in Flow 6, as you may remember, first you found a case company that you had a look into whether it lived up to the criteria. That was the very first week of Flow 6. Then you made the internal and external analysis. You made some desk research, some field research. That was weeks 2 and 3 of Flow 6. And then you continued to make a SWOT and TAOS analysis where you summed up the current situation and also in your TAOS tried synthesizing to make new strategic opportunities. Then you identified a challenge and the right opportunity you try to find by using design thinking, where you formulated a design brief. And then you made a research plan where you identified, or for your identified challenge, of course, and you conducted your data collection during the project week. And we informed you that it would be really nice if the main part of your data collection could be in-depth interviews. Now, the purpose of the project week was then to finalize the data collection, execute your research plan and update it, and to document the gathered information, perhaps making transcriptions of your data, to organize all your findings, making an internal document in an organized way, and presenting your findings so far. During the presentation of the project week in Flow 6, you came up with a research plan status update. You documented your data collection. You reflected based on learning from your data collection, and you reflected and improved your data collections. So you were given feedback. Perhaps you've had some time now to reflect upon the feedback you were given. And now would be a good time to try and improve your output. Maybe have a status update of your research plan. Which data have you actually managed to collect? Which data do you still lack to collect? When and how will that data collection be conducted? So try and see if you can set a date with your group for collecting the data, and see if you can provide data collection improvements. For instance, interview guides if you didn't make them thoroughly enough, the questionnaires, etc. In order to improve your output, you should reflect on your learning from the data collection, what you learned about the problem, the challenge, and if that causes you to alter your design brief going back, why or why not, and which learning you already or have already caused changes during the process of data collection this week, meaning the project week of Flow 6, and the shown changes on your design brief. So the question is, did you finalize this part? Have you reflected and documented your reflection? Have you made changes to your design brief if your data led to it? And have you shown changes to your design brief? If not, now you should go ahead and do it before we meet in week 5. A very common challenge is that groups do not have enough data. So you've gone all the way through the process and you've ended up with a data collection that you've found is perhaps not thorough enough. Well, you can either go back to your research plan and collect more data and see if that would work, or you may have to go all the way back to your design brief and have a look whether you actually have the right challenge or the right opportunity for the case company that you have chosen to work with. So that would be some of the preparation for week 5, but also you should watch the following videos: 4th semester activity overview, and prepare potential questions for when we meet. Also watch 4th semester business development exam intro or re-intro, it might be for you. And prepare for week 5 by reading the what is phase and visualization on Moodle. There's preparation ready for you for all of first week. And then to improve output from the project week, individually you could get an overview of your project, meaning reading your project again. You could meet up with your group and go through your presentation from the project week in Flow 6 and the received feedback. You can discuss and agree what steps you will have to take to improve your output, and perhaps draw inspiration from the project week guidelines and this PowerPoint. And then finalize improvements if you can, especially the data collection and the definition of the right challenge. So all that's left is to say, see you soon on Monday, 31st of January at 1 o'clock. We'll meet face to face. Class A will meet in room 1, which is on the ground floor, and Class B will meet in room 102. So long.